Okay, so welcome to video 2 of our playthrough of X-Men Mutant Insurrection. I'm playing with 3 characters solo, Cyclops, Gambit and Forge. And if you've just finished watching, you got to the end of the setup video, I've rejuggled things a little bit. I've moved my dice tray over here to make it a little bit easier and put my mutant cards and my bond cards over there, so I'm not going to use those as often as I'm going to be throwing dice, just to make it a little bit easier. And right, so we're away. So first, the game basically goes in 4 phases. You do a deploy phase, you do missions, there's a threat phase when basically the board fights back, and then there's a regroup where you reshuffle, get ready, and then you deploy for the next mission. We're doing Second Genesis, which is the second plot. That starts with its own mission, and we've flipped over one of our continent missions, and we've got the Silver Samurai. I'm playing on normal difficulty, so threat is at 6, and we're good to go. So let's start. So I'm going to deploy everyone to the Silver Samurai, because he's got at least, well, he's got 6 things. So I should be able to knock him out with 2 characters, but sometimes if it's handy to go heavy first of all. And then instantly you can look at Gambit. He's got after you deploy, you may train for either fighting or genetics. Given what we're doing, I'm going to train, which gets my token, for fighting. Fighting is basically the red dice, so I'm going to activate Cyclops, because he's got the most, Gambit, and I think I will, he can have some support by Gambit actually. So Gambit, because we're on the same mission, will assist. That means when I collect my dice, I collect 2 red for Cyclops and 2 yellow. Then I get the red and the blue that Gambit provides. And what do we get? Lots of 3s, which is really handy. With this particular mission, it's got an arrow, so I'm going to have to complete them one at a time in order. So I won't be able to do 1 and 3 with Cyclops. I'll have to try and do 1, then 2, then 3. With what I've got, I can easily do the first one, so I'll reserve those 2. Cyclops has a special ability. Once per round, you can spend 1 of the genetics to turn up to 2 other of your dice to a fight result, which is kind of handy. So why don't is that going to help? Probably. I'll burn that one, and I'll get a 2 because that's the most it can do, and a 2. So I need 4 and a 3. So I could have a 4 and a 3, and I can do a 3 and a 2. So that Cyclops is done. I will use those in. So I'll complete top mission and second mission. And it's a bit overkill, but I don't want to lose missions in my first round. So that's those done. Next, I think we're still fighting. Why don't we go? Cyclops can assist Gambit when he is the active hero. So we'll get 2, 1 and a blue from Gambit's Raw, and we'll have 2 from Cyclops. I should have used Gambit's special ability. I forgot, so that's my fault. Okay, so I've got 2 villain dice. That means the villain dice would be triggered if I was going to do any rerolls. You get 2 rerolls per active character. I didn't need any, I didn't use any for Cyclops. This one, we'll see. So, what do we got? What do we need? We need genetics, so we'll keep that, and we need 5. You may turn 1 die showing an X to any result. So we've got one of those, so let's turn that to 2. So that's going to give us 3. He's got a training, wisdom's 2. Means I don't have to do a reroll, don't have to trigger the villains. That's pretty good, so I'll burn that. That gives me 5. If I finish that, those guys can go back to the Blackbird, and I've completed Silver Samurai. Since I have completed it, I get the reward success, reduce the threat by 3, which is really handy. 1, 2, 3. So now we're in the green zone. Each hero trains, and because all 3 of them were there, I'll stick that to the side. They can all train, which is really handy. Looking at New Blood, I think I'm going to grab. You can only have 1 training per character, so I'm going to do that. That wasn't too bad. So that's mission phase over. We go to threat phase. We raise the threat by the number of symbols that we have, so we go raise it by 1. And then we flip a mission. And because we're playing 3-player, we do 1 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do this pile. Oh, another villain, Avalanche. Oh well. And then we draw and resolve a threat card. Fortunately, we've moved it down to green, so I'll have a green one. Clever diversion. Replace a story mission with the top card of the villain deck. Oh, we're going to have a villain on top of a villain. So we take the top card of the villain deck and we get Juggernaut. So that goes on top. So once we finish Juggernaut, Avalanche will then pop. That's all done. If there are 3 or more heroes, flip a face down mission card up. So now we'll flip another one. 1, 2. Oh, Crime Wave. Which isn't too bad because it doesn't have a threat element on it, so I'm not too bothered about that. It's when your threats start adding up, that's when your threat is getting a bit troublesome. Okay, so we're going to be taking damage with Juggernaut. The nice thing about New Blood is there's no failure effect, so that's not too bad. Anyway, that's the end of the threat phase. We do regroup, so we go back on, everyone gets their assist cards. We don't have anyone else to, and that's the end of the round. So now we go to the next round. We're going to deploy. Interesting, there's not too much fighting on there. There's a lot of teamwork, and that's best with blue. And our best blue guy is Forge. So why don't we have Forge and Cyclops take on Juggernaut, and we'll send Gambit on his own off to do New Blood. And why don't we start with Forge, because we haven't done Forge yet. So Forge is going to be our active hero. I'm just going to do a swap, because I know I'm going to do my assists that way. So Forge gets red, yellow, 2 blues. And he gets 2 blues for Cyclops. And Forge's abilities, after assembling a dice pool, you may place 1 blue with a red or a yellow. I might do that, because that being said, he's trained for that, so we could use that. I might actually change it for a red one, because red are better, and that will let me finish the fighting, which is kind of lucky I did. I've got 2 villains, so I'd suffer 2 damage if I was going to take that. Well, I'll keep that one. Probably those other ones are a bit rubbishy, really. I'm going to do my reroll. I'm going to take the 2 damage, so the villain effect triggers, and it lets me reroll. There's my first reroll. Even worse, he says. So I'll keep that and that, which lets me finish one of those. 4. Do I want to take? Yeah, why not? I'll keep that one as well. I'll re-roll these 3, I'll take 2 more damage. And here we're going off to get some healing later, I do believe. Okay, so that's, oh, that wasn't a particularly bright thing to do. Didn't think that through very well, because he's on 5 now, and each one of those is going to take a damage. So I either get him knocked out, which would be dumb at this early stage, or say I'm not going to complete any of those with him. And so I will just flag it, so that was a waste of a forge. Never mind. Cyclops. It's all on you now. So we'll take 2 red, 2 yellow, and after assembling your dice pool, you may place 1 blue dice for the yellow dice. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Oh, I'm getting a lot of villain dice. Anyway, that's a bit better. So I'll take a 2. And that gets me that one. I'll finish that one. I've got one of those. What can I do? So he's going to have to take, oh, now it all goes horribly wrong. He takes 2 damage. I don't want to have him concussed. Oh, well, we're not going to complete it then. If we're not going to complete it, we might as well just deal with what we've got. Anyway, we'll take 2 damage, we'll do another reroll. No, we won't. No, I'm not going to reroll. I'm not going to complete it anyway, because if I take 2 damage and reroll, then I do the 3, that's 5, he's concussed, and he's out. I don't want to do that straight away. So I will take the hit. So we'll manifest that one to finish this one, because we can always come back and finish it later. We'd have to take the failure. That'll cost me 1 damage. And I'm going to spend my training and another damage to fulfill the last one. Unfortunately, we fail on the mission, so we just have to discard one of these. So, even the rods. One one's getting discarded, which is not too bad. And 1 hero breaks a bond. So this is where we look at bonds. We haven't got a bond to break, so we pick up a negative bond off the bottom. So we pick this one, we find 4, we find the other 4. And forge. And Cyclops. If you and the betrayal character are on the same mission, while you're active character, you cannot reroll dice showing the fighting symbol. So it's not great. This is going disastrous. Those guys can go back and reminisce on Blackbird. Okay, so what we've got left is Gambit. He has got 2 red, a yellow, and blue, and then he takes his own assist. The thing is that if he insists himself, he can't use the special ability, so he only gets the dice. So that's the kind of penalty of not getting assisted by another character. More villain dice. I've never had so many villain dice. Okay, these can be done in any order, so let's, what has he got? He's got one of those, so technically we could finish that one. We could do that. There's no penalty for rerolls, so I could just reroll those 2. And I don't get anything useful. Well, I guess I could tag that and save my training, but then I think I would rather am I looking for? I'm looking for a teamwork. So I'll just do my second reroll. And not get anything too useful. So we'll burn those two and that one. That will finish this one. And failure has no effect. So he goes back to the blackbird. So all in all, that was a bit of a mess really. But it is what it is. So we raise it by the threat level, which is 3. We flip over one of our missions. 1, 2, 3. Juggernaut makes a run for it. Turn 4. If Silver Samurai is completed, hey, which it is, complete the bottom objective. Oh, it's a freebie, which is nice. Oh, I didn't read that one. If Mislead Mutants is not completed, raise the threat by 1, so technically we should be on 8. Which is getting a bit close to red, never mind. Now we're drawing a yellow card, Sentinel. So Sentinels get attached to open missions and they have a target, one of the most objectives. And so they've all got 3. So I then randomize it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Juggernaut gets a bit of extra boost. So he gets another villain effect and another player to complete, which is a bit annoying. Getting a bit overwhelmed, never mind. Okay, so that is the end of the threat. And we will put our cards back to, here we go. So we've got betrayal, damage, it's going horribly wrong. Okay. So it doesn't look like Forge and Cyclops are going to be going on any missions in the distant future. So Forge is going to go heal. We will stick him in Cerebro. Danger? Yes, heal health, heal 3. So he goes there. He will heal 3. And if you're the first hero to deploy here, reveal the top card of any face-down continent and decide whether you want to put it on the top or the bottom of that deck. And Runaway Mutant is a good one because it's got no threat, so we'll keep that one. Back on top of the deck. And it's in there. We should deal with Juggernaut. Gambit and Cyclops can go deal with Juggernaut. They will assist each other. I'm going to start with Gambit because he's got no damage. So he gets 2 red, a yellow and a blue, and 2 blue. After you deploy, you may train in either genetics or fighting. Got red die. I'm going to go for genetics because that's going to be handy because the Sentinel has to get, you have to get rid of the Sentinel as well. I mean, that's a great card to get rid of. We get rid of all those at 3 threat gone. Huh, that's more like it. Okay, so Sentinel could be one of those. Ooh, one of those. I need one of those at the top and the second. What have we got left? Okay, so that would allow me to finish the Sentinel. That would allow me to finish that one, and I just need a squiggle. Okay, so I could use the support from Cyclops. You may turn 1 die with teamwork to any result. So I'll turn that to a genetics, and we are good to go. So the genetics knocks off the first one, it takes a damage. That will do the second one, it will take a damage. And then we've got 2, 1, and 1. And Sentinel's done. So they go back to the Blackbird. Juggernaut is done. Sentinel is done. Success. 1 hero forms a bond. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I can use that to flip my bond. I will just check that. Bonds, forming a bond. Flip one of their negative bonds to a positive side. So I'm going to do that. So because Cyclops was there, I'm going to flip his betrayal. Now he's got camaraderie. If you want camaraderie at same mission, you may exhaust this card to double the value of one of your fighting results. So that's pretty awesome. Good to keep, good to go. Don't know, should I really do that? Seems like a bit of a fudge because Forge wasn't even there. Well, is what it is. Okay, so Forge is done. And we're now into threat. So we raise it by the number of threat, which is 3. I've never been in red before. So this is going because Avalanche popped horrendously. Awful. Okay, we're going to flip over 1 by default because we're playing with 3 characters. So fortunately we know that it's a good one. Well, no more threat. And we do a threat card. Now onto the red ones. Oh, Sentinel, just what we needed. Okay, he gets his target is one of the most threat icons. There's 3 of them. We'll put it on number 3. Okay. Resolve the threat, regroup, everyone's back there. They can all get their cards back again. Do we want to go take on Avalanche? I think we do. Let's all deploy. And I am going to grab some fighting training for Gambit because he's deployed. That being said, that's got 2 on it now. No, it's not. It's got 3 in it. I'm going to deploy to Turf Wall. We really need to kill that one off. Because with 3 threat, we nearly hit 15 and then we did. It's a bit of a detour on the Blackbird. Okay. So, someone's going to be taking 2 damage. Oh, 3 damage, because now we're in red. The red tokens are active. So when you've got different tokens, so if you're here, if it's only in green, you just do the green ones. If you're in yellow, you do the yellow ones as well. Since we're in red zone, we do the reds as well. So that makes it even worse. So someone's going to take 3 damage. So that looks like it's going to be Forge. Forge is going to be assisted by, what do we need? We need a lot of fighting. So we're going to have Forge will be assisted by Gambit, I do believe. And you might have to use his camaraderie because that would allow me to double the value of one of your results, which would be pretty awesome. So 1 and 2 of those, and we'll have okay, so then Forge can replace one of his blue dice with yellow or red. I think we'll have a red, I do believe. Ooh, not great, but could be worse. Okay, so say we said that was the top one. We need one of those. We need that for the Sentinel. And if we double dice, we're going to be pushing it. suffer 1 damage. So okay, I'm gonna have to re-roll. So I'm gonna have to take the villain. Fortunately, this has no other villain. 1 damage for each yellow dice in your pool. So he's gonna have to take. He's gonna die again though. Maybe we won't do it. Why don't we just 1 at a time? Fine. Let's share the pain. We're just going to complete the first mission. We have to do them. Oh, well, we can do the Sentinel as well, maybe. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. We'll take a damage. We'll do a reroll. Which is ridiculously rubbish. We want to take another damage. Yep, we'll take another damage into our final reroll. And hopefully get some combat. Or not. Oh, we love the dice. Okay. So I can't deal with this. Yeah, I could deal with this. No, I can't deal with the Sentinel. So I might as well just take the first one. So I will do 1 on the top one, because I have to do them in order, and take another damage. So that didn't go too well. Who's up next? I guess we'll have a go with Remy Gambit. So he's got 2 red, a yellow and a blue, and he gets a blue and a red. And he can replace a blue dice with a yellow dice. No, I think I'll keep the blue dice. I can live with that. Okay. So he could do 3, which is nearly good enough. And then he needs that. And he's going to have to take. If he takes 1 damage, he's dead. So he's not going to do it. So we're going to just take that, burn the 2. That gets me 5. And that allows me to complete this as long as he takes 2 damage. I don't like my characters getting KO'd. Probably because I don't want to go dig through the box and sort out a new X-Men. I want my X-Men alive. Okay, so now it's up to Cyclops to finish this off. He's doing it alone. Good luck with that. So he gets 2 red, 2 yellow, 2 blue. Oh, he's got camaraderie, so that's gonna help. Let's have a get so many villains. So we've got 2. At least he's not going to take any damage, so he can take a hit because of the villain. Take 1 damage. We'll do a reroll. I probably should have kept the teamwork, but I picked them up. Okay, now we're talking. So I will take my teamwork. I will use camaraderie to double the value of one of my results. I'll double my 3, which will give me 6, so that knocks out the 4. I've got a 2. I've got that. Boom. Finishes that Sentinel. So that was damaging, but I had to get rid of it because it's 3/3, and that would have been almost curtains. Okay, so Sentinel goes back on the pile. We've completed this. We can reduce the threat by 2, which is fantastic. 1 hero forms a bond. Cyclops did it. He's going to bond up with Forge. So we go to our bond deck and we take the bottom one and we get a discipline. So these guys now have got discipline. And what does discipline do? If you and the other bond account are on the same mission and you're the active hero, you may exhaust this card and spend 1 genetics to satisfy any one requirement. Whew. That's pretty good. Okay, so mission's done. Still haven't even gone into New Blood. Raise the threat by 2. Draw a threat card. Took us into the red, which was great. Harsh Lesson. Each hero discards a training token or suffers 2 damage. Okay, so Forge is fine. Gambit takes 2 damage. And then Cyclops takes 2 damage. So a short game just got considerably longer. Okay, if there are 4 characters, thank you very much, Threat Deck. Right, check outcomes. Blah, 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 all characters. Okay, so return all characters to Blackboard, return assist cards. Okay. Replace knocked out heroes. So Cyclops has been knocked out because he's got 5. Pretty sure it's 5. I've never had a character knocked out before, so you may just have to wait a little bit while I check the rules on that. I'm usually far more careful. Showdown powers, mutants, bonds, breaking bonds, training bonds cards. Being knocked out. If the hero is shown, the hero has equal to the thing they knocked out. And who else is knocked out? Remy. Return them to the box. The scarred thing that's knocked out with the active hero, blah 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 is knocked out while assisting. While those knocked out, you can choose a new one, only if the showdown hasn't started. Okay, so I guess that's gonna destroy that, it's gonna destroy that, so they can all get thrown away. And this video just gets longer and longer and longer. So much for playing with characters that I'm familiar with. Alright. Forge is wise lonesome. Okay, let's have a look at the pile of. So I've got 5 characters. No, it's not characters. I put 6 back in the box because they've been kidnapped. And so here's the rest of them. So why don't we just take 2 more random? Phoenix and Magic, which is not bad because those are characters I've actually played in my first game. So not entirely a disaster. So Magic and Phoenix. Not much fighting, which might come back to haunt me, but never mind. Where we go, so Phoenix, awesome. I really do like these standees. I hear that people have been swapping them out with hero clicks. Well, each to their own. I really like the standees, so I will not be swapping these out anytime soon. Right, welcome, more X-Men. Time to finish off. Okay, so we're back to deploy. Avalanche needs scene 2. I'm inclined. What's yellow is good for genetics. Blue's good for other things. I think Magic's going to go for New Blood. And wait, well, Forge is going to go get healed. It's going to go to Cerebro and heal. Actually, he's going to heal in Xavier's office, because he will heal too. And then we can return villains we've defeated, such as Juggernaut and Silver Samurai, and reduce the threat level by 2. 3 actually, because of the number of threat icons on those missions. So we can do that in Xavier's office. So that will give us a bit of breathing room and get us away from red, because red was a disaster. Phoenix is going to go back up Magic. Let's get this plot ticking along. Okay, so why don't we go with, I like Magic, so I'm just gonna let them assist each other. Seems fair. Okay, so Magic gets 2 of those. I just watched the new Mutants movie the other day. It was good, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind another one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so what do we need? 1, 2 of those could be handy. We've got one of those, but we don't care because there's no villain symbol on that one. We could take those 2. We get a free reroll from our assist. So we'll take that. What else does Oleana do? Once per round, you may spend one of your results if you don't have. I'll go for it. Let's reroll both of those. We've got 2 rerolls. How bad can it go? Oh, that's all right. So there we go. So that will finish that one anyway. And our second reroll. Crash and burn. Never mind. We'll complete that one, which is good. So it's Oleana. And Magic done. So Phoenix. Jean, what can she do? So she's got 3 and 1, a red and a yellow. What do we need? We need X's. So 1, 2. Once per round, if you have 2 or more dice showing that, which we do, genetics, we've got 2 of those, you may turn one of them to any result. We'll turn it to, boom, there we go. I like the dice manipulation of this, it is good. So we complete that. Okay, so they go back to the Blackbird. Mission is done. Okay, one hero draws a mutant. So we'll get a mutant and we will get Sage. While you're the active hero, you may exhaust Sage to reroll up to 2 of your blue dice, ignoring all villain effects. So since Phoenix completed that, I'm going to give it to her. I like a bit of theme. Then put New Generation 07A in play. Place this card under the plot. Okay, it goes under the plot. Go to our stories. It's 07. 07. Go. Krakoa Island. 1 threat. It's got to be done in order. Oh, okay. Ooh, is that right? I think I've done it wrong. Oh no, put A into play. Put New Generation. Okay. Always pays to read the card. Okay, so New Generation, searching for the missing X-Men. During play, once per round, a hero who resolves Cerebro's effect may resolve that effect a second time. That's pretty cool, because that'll heal you for 6. End of the round, if the total number of mutants in all heroes' play area and at the school is at least number of heroes +1, flip this card. So I've got 3 heroes, I need 4 mutants. So I've got 1, so I've got to recruit more mutants. Okay, good to know. So that was the end of the mission phase. Now we do the threat phase. We're going it up by 1 because of Avalanche. then we flip over one of these. We've got no choice, so we'll flip over that one, which gets us a mutant. 2 heroes gain, draw a mutant. Oh, that's perfect, because I need 4 mutants to get to the next part of the plot. Let's speed things along, assuming that my threat doesn't kill me. Sentinel, the fewest objectives. So that's going to be this one. Okay, and he would have gone back and they would have redeployed. Okay, deploy now. Let's go get those mutants. So we're in the yellow zone, so those are all active. So we're going to need to do 9 things, which is a bit of a pain. Doesn't take any damage though. So let's go as a team. Hoorah, safety in numbers. Okay, so doesn't have to be done in any order. Let's just go for it. So why don't we forge? What am I going to do with Phoenix? We'll worry about that in a minute. Forge and Phoenix. So we've got 3 blue. Basically, you always get 6 dice to roll, whether it's yours or one with an assist. Okay, when you assemble the dice, you can place a blue with a yellow. I've got lots of yellow. Let's run with that. I should say that, well, one of the things that's useful about the new generation is that if you use Cerebro effect, you can look at the top card if you had hidden ones, and you can use that to cycle to look for ones that have got mutants, which is what you need for this one. I'm lucky because I've already got pretty much what I need already out, but if you didn't, Cerebro is a great way of cycling through the cards to make sure that the mutant ones end up on the top, just as a aside. Okay, so we're going to need 1 and one of those for that one. We'll keep that one for the second one and that one for the second one. Once per round, if you have 2 or more dice showing a genetics, which we do, turn one of them to any result, which is kind of handy. We'll turn that one to a teamwork. We don't have any villainish things on this one, so we'll get re-rolls. So what do we want? We need another teamwork. Nope. And re-roll number 2. Fine. We will complete one of them. We will complete the top one. Makes much difference. I'll complete the second one because that's got a higher. Actually, why don't I go that, and complete the third one because that's got the highest requirement. Okay, that's Phoenix done. We'll send magic in. Who do we want to Phoenix can support her, and they'll just keep it simple. One of those, 2 blue, a yellow and a blue. Okay, so we need one of those and one of those. So that would fix the first one. That's the second one. Pretty much all we need is another genetics. Yeah, okay, I'll just re-roll it. Genetics is most likely to be the yellow anyway, so. Nope. And boom, there you go. Okay, so that will finish that one and that one. Back to the Blackbird. They can go, and then we've completed Lost Mutants. Success, 2 heroes draw a mutant. Excellent. So we'll grab one for magic. She can have Mirage. And Forge can have Boom Boom. You can only have one mutant each. So we're pretty much one mutant away from completing that, which is handy. I kind of forgot about Mr. Sentinel, but that's just tough. Okay, so that's the end of my mission phase. Now we do raise the threat. We've actually got 2 threats, so we're back into the red. We have to flip one, so flip this one. That's another mutant one as well. If Turf War is completed, which I do believe I did, it is, yes. Complete one objective here. Fine, let's complete hardest ones. I'll complete that one. Whatever. That's handy. Threat card, now we're onto the red. Setbacks, discard 1 from each of the face-up missions. Oh, that's gone. If there are 3 or more heroes here, draw another threat card. Great. A hero with the most damage breaks 2 bonds. 2 bonds. So Forge breaks 2 bonds. He has no bonds, which means he then gets 2 negative bonds. So he's going to get a negative bond of envy with magic. So what's that? And then I'll do the second one while I'm at it. Overconfidence. Well, that's messy. So envy with magic and overconfidence with Phoenix. Overconfidence. If you and the other overconfident bonded hero are not on the same mission, at the start of the mission, if your mission has more threat than their mission, raise it by 1. So we're not going to want to do that. So Phoenix and Forge are going off together. And then envy. If you are at the same mission, while assisting the active hero, you cannot use their assist ability. No, that's not too bad. And I'll reshuffle those and they go back over there. All the assists can go back to where they were. And threat done. Regroup. Missions. If you and the hero at the same mission, you cannot use their assist. So that means they're not going to be assisting each other because they're having grumpiness. Don't really care. If I can get one more hero, one more mutant, then we'll be triggering that, so we're good to go anyway. Okay, so let's do that then. That's a bit fighty though, isn't it? Let's go with Liana. So Phoenix and those 2 have to be on the same mission, definitely. Why don't we go and just get this done? Okay. Actually, we could send Liliana off to get here. Yeah, no. Forge needs healing, but tempted to kill him off actually. That might be easier, but we won't. Okay, so Liliana's up. Well, magic. Miss Rapunzel? Oh no, I can't remember their real names. Okay, and I'll have one of those. Oh, I was gonna get some support from Phoenix because they can play nicely together. You know what? That's good. I like that. Okay, so I'll have those dice and we are off. Okay, so we've got a 2 and another 2 and genetics, which is handy. those rest of them are pretty rubbishy. What's a Mirage? When a hero is at a different mission, well, that doesn't help. So that's just not going to help there. Oh, there's no, oh yeah, there is. Discard a training or suffer 2 damage. Yeah, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to take that as it is and complete my mission, because we're all there. We should be able to finish the 3. He says with arrogant confidence. Okay, let's go with Phoenix. And we will take 2 of 3 of those, 1 of these, a red and a yellow. Okay, so getting a lot of villain dice. I've never had so many villain dice. Okay, can we do anything? You may turn 1 dice showing a villain to an X. So I can handle that. What else do I need? I'll turn that one to an X. Okay, so that gets me enough to finish the thing. So then all I have to do, that gets me there. What Mirage do? While you're the active hero, you may exhaust Sage to reroll up to 2 blue dice, ignoring all villain effects. Okay, so we'll do that and reroll the blue dice for free. That was a very bad roll, but I'm going to keep it. Sue me. And then we will take the 2 damage from our Sentinel and do our first reroll. And hope we get not that. Now I've got a second reroll. Still don't need that. Okay, fine. We'll complete that one. Forge, you are up. And you're going to be doing it by yourself. The way I play it is I don't allow multiple assists. I'm not sure that's clear in the rule book, but I think if someone's assisted someone else in the same mission, that is done. So Forge can assist himself. He's a Sentinel's dice pool. He's going to have to clear off the Sentinel, so he needs more blue ones. Yep, so we're good for blue. I'm going to keep that. You replace 1 blue dice with a red. That being said, 2 should be trivial. No blue ones. Okay, so we'll take that one. And what does this one do? When you become the active hero, you may exhaust Boom Boom to train X. Well, I won't do that because that's worthless to me. Oh yeah, actually I will do that. That's not a bad idea. Okay, so then I can discard a training token there. Okay, so then I can re-roll all those. So first re-roll, oh, much better. And so now I've got a choice. Take the hit. Yeah, I'll take the hit. I'll take 2 damage. Maybe we'll kill a Forge. Because I really want to complete this one. I could have not re-rolled the villain dice, but easy peasy. There we go. Boom. They're all done, so they can all go back. That's that one completed. Sentinel can go back to where he came. We draw 1 new mutant. And we will have multiple man. You can have multiple mans. You may exhaust multiple man to reroll 1 dice, ignoring. I'm going to keep that one. And I don't know. Boom Boom's pretty good. he goes back to the school. So if you can only have one hero per one mutant per hero. You go back to the school if they're overflowing, and when you're back at the school, you can trade them back again. Okay, so that's the end of the mission. End of round. So we have to wait for that, but that's going to trigger because we've now got 4. We needed heroes +1. Okay, so we go to threat, which is 1, 2. Gets the 15, it's all over. We then flip a card. Okay, and then we take a red one. Sentinel, the most requirements. Oh, one with the most, what's that symbol? Damage requirements. Okay, that's this one. So Avalanche gets a new friend. And it's a double one. Oh joy. Okay, end of threat. We do a regroup. Everyone everyone gets their things back. Now this triggers, so end of round, if the total number of mutants for in play area and the school is at least heroes +1, for flip this card. Okay, now we're at the island. Once we finish this, we go to the showdown. I'm going to go all or nothing, do or die. It's going to be messy going into the showdown with Forge damaged, but I've got too much threat. I'm going to be dead with threat if I don't do it. So we're going to all deploy there. And because as soon as we trigger this, it triggers at the start of the threat phase. So all of that will get wiped, which would be handy. Okay, so let's go for it. Even though we've got all kinds of badness happening. Those two can help each other. Forge, he has issues. He's got lots of negative bonds. Okay, so Phoenix. 3 yellow, 1 blue. Okay. No villain. Okay, you may turn 1 dice showing a villain to an X result. Okay, I'm going to do that because I can. So, a lot of X's. Once per round, if you have 2 more dice showing, good luck with that. Okay, so we'll keep 1. These got to be done in order, but that only happens at the end. I'll keep. Oh, that's a good one for fighting. Well, I'm not going to do all of them because I've only got 6 dice, so I should just prioritize what I want. So I need one of those, and keep it 1. Actually, I need, yeah, keep it 1. I'll do my reroll. Okay, that's pretty good. So that's going to hit my first one, that's going to succeed my second one, and we're good to go. So I'll take 2 of those, and a Phoenix got us on our way. And we need fighting next, so I'm going to have a go with Forge and see if he can finish it off. So 1, 2, and 2 blue, and a red and a blue. And after assembling, if you can replace a blue with another dice, I'm going to go for another red one. Because red is better for fighting. And what do we get? 3, 4, 5, which does that. Actually, why don't we do that? Will deal with the fighting, and we'll do our first reroll. Okay, I would have done that actually. A train for that. It's so good. I could have stopped now, but yep, boom, there we go. So we've completed that. Whew. of time. And end of the mission. All this horribleness that is there can get ignored because at the start of the threat phase we put the Krakoa showdown in play. So we looked that up, which is 27A. Oh, this is dragging out. But I'm having fun. 27A. Okay, showdown. Flip the plot card and set up the showdown. If the heroes win, flip this card. So what happens with the showdown is all of this stuff goes. So we lose, make space. So all of the continent missions and the school and anyone at the school are gone. And then we build our showdown, which has an icon on each side. It's a double. So we have the 1 and the 2. And that's our showdown. So that can go under there. And we're ready to play. We reset, but we can't heal, we can't do any training. If anyone dies, that is it. We're gonna need to, so as soon as we go into showdown, we go straight to the deploy phase. So we've avoided that last threat. The threat isn't used anymore, which is lucky because that was ticking along. We then have to deploy and complete missions in order to, so we're gonna have to complete 3 for this card and 3 for this card because it's based on the number of players, number of heroes. And who's got envy? That's Forge, Mr. Grumpiness. I'll throw him onto there. Actually, no, he's actually pretty good on here because with Boom Boom, he will do that. Let's see how that goes. Unfortunately, because we're in the red zone, we have to do the red token as well, and we'll be doing the yellow tokens as well. Okay, so let's have a go at this then. So I need to do 3 of each to win. And hopefully when I die, I mean, Forge is pretty much going to be dead first round, so you better make a good one, because then it'll be Phoenix and Rogue. So Phoenix gets 2 and a blue and an assist by Magic. Oh no, why don't I get an assist by Forge? Because Forge is going to be dead next round, so might as well use them while we can. And that means we're going to get a blue and a red, and we can replace the blue dice with the yellow dice. Do we need more yellow? I think we're okay. Blue's good. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's a problem. Should have grabbed Liliane. Lily Magic. Okay. Okay, so 4, I could do 1. Take 2 damage. That puts her a bit close to the round. The chances of getting 3 dice that I need, 2 throws. I discard a mutant. While you're active hero, you can exhaust stage to reroll up to 2 dice, ignoring all effects. So why don't I do that? Reroll my blue one. See if I get anything useful. That would be a kind of. Still have to get 2 genetics out of 2 dice, 2 throws. Discard her, Take 2 damage. I'll take 2 damage. That's the worst that can happen. And we'll reroll these dice. Oh, okay. Last reroll. Get me a genetics. If it's not in the box, it doesn't count. Okay, so we complete the top one. So he gets 1. So we need to have 3 before we complete that. We might as well do Forge while we're here. And Forge is going to have a red, a yellow, 2 blues, a yellow and a blue. He can replace, what's more yellow? No, he's good for yellow. Okay. Go for a Forge. So, that's handy. That's handy. So technically, that's pretty good actually, because that will do 1 at the top. That one's close at the bottom. You may reroll 1 die showing that. You know what? I'm tempted to reroll that one because he's got 1 for training. So we get a free reroll. We'll do the blue one because the blue one's more likely to have teamwork. And then we'll have 1 free reroll. And then our second reroll. Huh, there we go. So we burn that. And that allows us to complete 2 more of those, which gives us 3, which is the number of characters, so we can tag that. So that's pretty good. We might even win this. All right, Magic, you're up. She's supporting herself, so she'll have 1 of those, 1 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. And she's going full combat mode. Oh, should have used that actually. I have to remember that. Know your mutants. Okay. Okay, so we've got a 3 and a 3, which is handy. It doesn't really help because if we could do, why would we do 5s when we could do 3s? So no way we're going to do multiple, I don't think. So what can we do with our dice? You can't do that. Once per round you may spend 1 of those to turn up to 3 dice showing any result. Oh, okay, so we'll spend that one and we'll turn that one into 1 of those. And that will allow her to complete 1. Good job. Okay, so that's everyone done. End of the mission. Now we do the threat where we attack. A hero at any mission suffers 1 damage plus 1 damage for each hero knocked out during the game. So everyone takes, ooh, that was a bit of a bad calculation. So 1 damage for Phoenix, 1 damage for Magic, 1 damage for Forge, and Magic is last one standing. Oh dear. Regroup, and she's even got a mutant that she can't use. Okay, deploy. We might still win it. Anyway, it's been a horrendous game so far. Worst game ever. Okay, so Magic. Oh, she doesn't get this. She's going to be dead through the anyway. Okay, so she needs one of those. She can, once per round, she can spend one of those, which she doesn't have. She wants one of those. If she takes, she's going to take 3 damage if she does another round, so she can't really afford. But she can burn her discard a mutant. It's one that she can't use because he can only be used with another character, so we'll get rid of him. Allows her to re-roll those, and we're looking for. We'll keep that. We're looking for. Not that. That is exactly the opposite of what we want. Wonder if you can combine 6. I don't think you can split them. When you're paying dice on the fulfillments, no, I'm pretty sure you can't split them, so that's not going to help. So those 2 together. So if I take 2 damage, then I'll take 3 damage. So in other words, I have to 2, that would give me 6 and I'll be dead. Okay, so I can't re-roll that one, but I can re-roll this other one. Winner. Okay, so that round's wasted time. Threat, we take 1 damage plus 1 damage for each knocked out, so she takes 3 damage. And we start a new round. All or nothing. Do or die. This is it. Okay, one of those. Can't believe how long this game's going. Okay, so 3. Oh, where that's going to be the end because there's not much else we can do. Oh, okay. Once per round, you may spend one of these to turn up to 3 dice showing. No, we don't have any villain dice, so that's not going to help. I need 3. Yeah, I just can't do it. Because even if that was a 3, I wouldn't have enough to fulfill it. So the best I can do is that, fulfill 1 more mission. Then it's threat phase. Dead. It was close though, because I only needed 1 more. I miscalculated a bit, numerous places. Anyway, that is a very long playthrough of scenario 2 on hard, and I died miserably. There we go. That's Marvel X-Men Mutant Insurrection.